挑嘛，你挑嘛，你卡不卡？
Number 136 from
我
near
今天本来
the
想买个手
Colima
机壳，
Mountains.
然后发现
Tells the tale of the Polar Star
买
icebreaker.
那个手
The
机壳
crew
他妈小
suffered
半
some
号，
kind of mass
然后塞不
hysteria.
进去，
The same thing happened later in the Kola Peninsula.
然后后来才发现我他妈我他妈用的是 Pro， 然后它 Pro
Our
要比普通版
destination
要大
is
一
close
圈。
to the Arctic Circle. With any luck, we should get a great view of the aurora. Name day. Investigator for St. Pavlov Foundation, currently serving for Far East Branch. Why did I join this project? Well, it is a job, and I like to do as I am told. Neva River, Lake Ladoga, Sphere
后盖
River,
洞碎，
then Lake Onega. It takes less time to travel by water. Maybe I can even buy a small gift along the way. What sort of specialties does Mirny have other than diamonds? Oh, maybe I can stop by Petrozabotsk on my way back. Looks like I'll have to walk the rest of the way after landing. Oh, Plesesk, a place of boundless snow and not much else. Trying to reach the stars in order to monitor the storm from space, huh? Sounds like a good gig, even if it does mean being stationed at the northernmost frozen tip of the world. Maybe it will go nowhere, but what would it be without a little pioneering spirit?
关键是我看一下，现在唯一有卖 Pro 的手机壳，他妈我买20块的壳，我还要再，他要40块才能起走。
Ленинград находится как раз по другую сторону этого снежного поля. Я позволю этому метеориту указать мне путь.
The Foundation never gives me a break, which I guess makes me equal parts lucky and unlucky.
Mr. Nende?
Yep. Hold on.
我他妈拿
I
美
heard you
团
were
买
leaving
的
for the north on a new mission. Is that true?
谁他妈没是用
Just
淘
for
宝？
an errand. The Far East branch is short on staff right now, so I'm going all on my own. Miss Winsong should be on a field trip there. Is there anything you'd like me to give her?
Where is it? Is it north of Ryashki? Could I come visit there with Vila?
Well, so long as you finish all your classes and get good grades, I'm certain you'll be able to go anywhere with Miss Vila. As long as it is safe. But things could change. I can't promise anything. Except maybe a little souvenir when I get back. Now, August, do you have anything you want me to give Miss Winsong?
Yes, and Vila does too. I've written lots and lots of things. Comrade Winsong can read them when no one is there to tell her a bedtime story. And this, from my tallest and most spirited sunflower guards. You must not water them too much, and they should be placed somewhere under the sun.
I'd like this to be delivered to Miss Winston. She said in the last letter that she had started to teach again, and it was more difficult than she remembered. I wrote a little bit about my own experience teaching. Hope it helps. And please, talk to her if you have any ideas. You're so good with kids. Nina, Piotr, and Pasono ask about you all the time, always wondering when you'll visit again.
I didn't ask. I know how busy you are, Mr. Raccoon, and so is Vila. Every day she's either painting something or talking to the white cloths.
With any luck, I'll be free for a while after this mission. I'll come back and do some magic for you kids. What do you say?
主要我先用那个壳都碎了。
Deal?
然后如果我没手机壳的话，
A
那手
good
机很
comrade must always keep his word.
就你这样放桌上，它都会滑。
Sounds like you've been doing well recently. The Foundation's textbook is an easy read, but I really hadn't expected just how effortlessly you'd be able to make your lesson plans.
Lesson plans are nothing compared to field missions. Just keep this in mind during your errand. Your safety is our first priority here.
Of course. But the good news is I'm quite familiar with this era. Anyway, I'll make sure Miss Winsong receives August seeds and your letter.
Thanks a lot. I don't want to make our goodbyes here too long-winded. Just take care. Especially since you're going to be all on your own.
Well, I won't exactly be all on my own.
Hey, so any idea how far off this place is? I think we must be pretty close. I can almost see that unmistakable Laplace metal roof. I've actually got some business lined up here near me. Those diamonds of theirs are certain to fetch a tidy profit back in the East Branch.
I should have never let you out. Can we make a deal? You stay quiet, and I'll get you safely to our destination. Then you can say whatever you've got to say to whoever made the mistake of inviting you here. You know, you really like to talk. I'm beginning to understand why no one else would take this job.
Whoever heard of a merchant who doesn't like to talk? Huh, admit it. You'd be burned to tears if I were not here.
Quiet.
Bandit? In Arctic Circle? That's new.
他们男的
Where is he?
也干是吧？
I saw someone coming this way.
We can't let him get any further. There's some kind of military base up ahead, and it's heavily guarded. Think how far we've gone. We can't go home empty-handed. That arcane item they've got is probably worth a few sharpadontes, don't you think?
Item? Hey, I'm a living, breathing creature.
You don't need to yell at me. Say it to them if you like.
What? Are you sure? Never mind. What should I yell?
Anything. I just need you to draw their attention. I am not letting them anywhere near Plesetsk.
This way! I hear something! Keep up!
大姐，留下买路财。
Sabia.
What are we waiting for with that knife?
Oh, Well, it's more of a collectible than a weapon. But I guess you understand now why they sent me to escort you instead of hiding you in the back of some truck, huh?
I didn't see a single truck headed for places called our whole journey here. By the way, was the knife thingy part of our kin skill? Why don't you just make a gun instead? Times have changed, friend. Blades are out of date. You should give yourself an upgrade and start blasting.
I'd probably be serving with Xeno if I was any good with guns. Have you ever heard of that legendary pilot from Xeno, the Baron Switch? If you were really important, then you would get a guard like that. All that being a noisy little salamander gets you is a guy that can turn trash into knives.
That's nearly the most useless arcane skill I've ever heard of. I say nearly, because it's still better than mine. So, I'm not in a position to criticize.
What does your arcane skill do?
That's it.
It's certainly something. Miss Winsong.
Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to Plisetsk. You arrived earlier than expected. Pointer and Hisabeth will be happy to know you got here safely. Oh, FYI, Pointer was the researcher who introduced me to Laplace. You might have met her before, in Rayashki. She's occupied with a few important visitors right now. We'll talk to her later. As for Hisabeth, you can meet her in person and save me the trouble of an introduction.
Our appointment was set for an hour from now. You're a bit early, sir.
There wasn't much work to do today. And Alia always has everything prepared ahead of anything important. It's nothing to worry about.
Please take a seat. Winsong and Hisabeth will join us later. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Thank you, ma'am. Please call me Kiparina. I have something to ask you.
That's fine with me, Miss Kiparina. My name is Pointer. So, what would you like to know?
If I take the offer and complete all the required training, what will I get in return? Do you pay in rubli or something equivalent? And I'd also like to know if my family will receive my pay in case anything happens to me.
Hello? Is anyone there? The materials you sent from the Far East branch have arrived safely. Everything you asked for on your list is there, but you should check it over as soon as possible.
怎么又整宝宝了？你他妈不是泔水吗？
Hey, wake up. You're at work.
Winsong, back from the mine already? Are you going to throw a welcome party for our new colleagues?
The mine can wait, but I can't. Those materials are top priority.
Thanks. You might have heard of me. My name's Hesabeth. You've read our proposal, haven't you? It'd save me a lot of trouble if you had. I'll catch you up with Pointer as soon as she's available.
Name Day, Foundation Investigator for the Far East Branch. Mind if I ask you a question?
Go on, but this is an office, not an interrogation room.
Why did you ask me to smuggle in this runium?
What?
Don't get me wrong, I didn't report it. It's just... it's odd. You didn't ask for much, just a few pieces. It is a rare resource, I grant you, but I think you could have gotten this amount with no trouble by submitting an application. All you'd need to do is wait for a few weeks. Was it really worth the risk?
Yeah, because we don't have a few weeks to spare.
Saving every bit of time we can is vital. It is as precious as this bag of sunflower seeds from a distant land. You don't find them often in these parts. Here. I've already taken my share. Why not plant some of these in the office? It won't take too much effort. If you're lucky, you'll get to see them turn their heads towards the light bulbs.
Actually, Mr. Nameday, you're the perfect man for this job. You knew what you were smuggling, you had the perfect excuse to come here, and you were kind enough to help. It was quite the effort to track you down, you know? So, how did the trip go? Any trouble?
You bet there was. Though, I'm still not sure what those bandits were after. The runium, or a noisy arcane item.
There's a shortage of supplies everywhere nowadays. People take what they can, whether they need it or not. Even if they manage to take the cargo, it would probably just end up in another branch of the Foundation or Laplace. Anyway, you saved us a lot of time and resources.
Just bear in mind, this runium is not something that you can replace, even with Sharpodontes.
Thanks, we'll use it sparingly. Please send my gratitude to Miss Villa. And one more thing. What would you say if I asked you to stay? Don't worry, I won't play the Winsong card. It's only a personal request. We could save a lot of time with our procedural work if we had a Foundation investigator on the team. And it could be a great opportunity to earn a reputation. Imagine the prestige if the project ends up a success.
Are you making any progress?
As much as we can, but we don't have a single Sharpodonte to our name, and this runium is the sum total of all the supplies we've received recently. They told us we could use all the resources left in Pleasance, but that amounts to jack all. Thankfully, we still have half a rocket, fuel, and a launch button. Still, to make up for the supply shortage, we need additional manpower. Oh, but there's some good news. We don't have to worry about finding our astronaut. We already have a perfect candidate.
We are in dire need of an astronaut. There isn't enough time for anyone to finish the full training course. No one would be able to acclimate to a zero-gravity environment in such a short time, not to mention the high pressure and heat. But you may be the exception, Miss Kibarina. Your arcane skill may allow us to work a miracle. So, if you take the offer, we'll provide you with a salary and tried to get you a permanent position here at Laplace. Hisabeth is already working on it. She has a contact in the Foundation who can help with the procedures.
All right then. I have no more questions. But, just to be clear, I don't think my arcane skill is as useful as you believe. It only makes a little fireworks show.
She's being modest. You know how children are when they receive a compliment. But by the way, another little arcanist girl.
That's not really how this works. Not everyone's arcane skill works in the same manner.
宇航员最难是他们要承受那个载荷。就湿重倒还好，湿重跟水压其实差不多，高温也不太可能，因为你有宇航。
But she would keep Alia company. Please, madam, Alia is still just a child who plays with dolls.
Mr. Kozlov, stop! I haven't played with dolls in ages. I'm already grown up.
We'll take a look at what she can do. Would you be able to bring her here now?
Of course. I'll be right back.
All right. We're finally alone. Now how about you tell me what you are actually thinking?
Our biggest issue remains unsolved, but I'm most certain we can resolve it. The entire project is a mixed bag right now, but I'd say more good than bad. If our little sleepyhead in that pot there can provide what we need, our situation should improve dramatically.
I was dreaming of cutting a tree on the moon. You'd better have a good reason to wake me up. I'm not your lackey. We made the deal, that's all. And I'm freaking tired after that trip.
Yeah, and about that deal, I need something from you, now. This little pot of yours, it's electrically insulated, heat-resistant, and highly durable against arcane energy. In short, the perfect aerospace material. All I need is to sand off a bit of material from it. Don't worry, just think of it as dental work.
Wait, you haven't paid for that yet. A deal is a deal.
Here's your ID card. Just to be clear, this is only for an internship. You'll need to actually work to earn yourself a permanent one. And don't do anything stupid. I vouched for you, and now both our necks are on the line.
Ooh, it does look good on me. I knew I belong with Laplace. The engineers at the Foundation's East Branch are way too competitive for my liking. So, what else you need? I brought some records about gunpowder-fueled flight and a few books on Eastern alchemy. Though, I'm not sure you'll be able to read any of them.
What does this mean?
Oh, that? You know, I got this pot from the Panjiayuan Antique Market. It's not a genuine antique, but the craftsmanship is quite excellent. These characters here mean microwave safe. Funny enough, microwave ovens were not that popular when I got it. Speaking of Panjiayuan, you can't find a flea market as big or as fun anywhere else. If you're ever looking for antiques and collectibles, it should be your first stop. If you want to go take a look, I might just be nice for once and take you.
No thanks. Just making sure it doesn't mean danger explosive. I already learned that lesson from another escapade with an arcane invention. Alright, I've collected enough. You were so busy talking you didn't feel a thing, did you? Now back to our visitor in the checkered pattern uniform. Have you made a decision?
What are you going to do with the little astronaut when the project's over?
I'll submit her application to Laplace once she agrees to join us. It'd be great if you could help with her employment procedures.
I mean, when are you going to tell her the real consequences of the storm?
Same as always, as soon as she gets a permanent position with Laplace.
All right. Then I'll stay.
You mean you really want to stay with the circus?
I meant that I'm willing to do whatever you need. But I don't think I want to do this permanently. Since you say that you need my arcane skill for this project, I'm happy to help. Though I don't really know if I can.
I think you know why Mr. Kozlov brought you all this way. When was the last time you had a proper meal?
Well, we usually have stews. And sometimes Mr. Kozlov will find us some canned food if we're lucky.
And you still want to spend the rest of your life in that circus?
This is her, the girl I talked about. She doesn't speak much, but I feel that she has a good character.
原女宝宝。我的设定几好像没看了，我看到了。
Don't be shy. You can sit next to Alia. What were you talking about? I hope our Alia didn't cause any trouble, madam.
Mr. Kozlov, will I ever have the chance to return to Utranyaya?
他妈除了花环都干是吧？我们再劝别人。
Will I ever have the chance to return to Utranyaya?
We can talk about that in the future. Of course, we will keep in touch. You and Voyager can pay us a visit whenever you like.
我靠，这伏笔！
The girl's called Voyager, madam. She's clever, quiet, doesn't eat much. You will take her in too, won't you? I always hoped you would settle down and live a comfortable life. Promise me you'll do your best, Alia.
Yes, Mr. Kozlov.
Oh, you've finally reached an agreement. Cool. Looks like I won't have to do any more explaining. If you're saying goodbye soon, maybe you ought to consider bringing her a party gift. She looks like she could use one.
Yeah, something to remind her of home.
Or maybe you can offer a few words of encouragement? What do you say?
Right, a gift. I'll need some time to prepare it. Let's make a deal, shall we? You'll get your gift next time you pay a visit to the Utranyaya. That way, you'll keep us in mind and come home again one day. I was worried you might not want to travel such a long way for us.
I feel, Mr. Kozlov, I'll find my way back to Utranyaya even if you've moved to the other end of the world.
That's my girl. Remember what I said? Do the best that you can and have no regrets. Natalia and I don't have to worry about you, do we?
No. I'll give my best performance here, like I always did with Utranyaya.
How do you feel? Intense nausea is common for the first few months of Zero-G training.
I think I'm fine. You're very kind to ask, ma'am. I'm ready for more.
You're at this again? Elizabeth already checked your vitals and arcane skill test reports. Her conclusion was clear. You need to rest and recover before we begin again. If you push yourself too hard and become too sick to perform the mission, that won't help us either.
But I can do more. All I need is a bit more training. I need to perform flawlessly.
We don't need flawless, not at the cost of your health. We need satisfies all requirements, nothing more. You're already doing better than we anticipated.
Thank you. But I still haven't memorized the flight procedures, and I'm still struggling with my arcane skill. Maybe I can ask Miss Winsong to give me another ley lines lesson. That's not pushing myself, is it?
That's acceptable. But you will ensure you get a minimum of 8 hours of sleep every day. And promise me you'll eat well and never skip meals.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Hisabeth said there would be a team-building dinner tonight. I'll attend it and train for another half an hour after we come back.
No, that's not what I meant. Anyway, go change. We'll go together.
好久味，久味来的。
We sat here when we first met, no?
I think so. this table seems a bit too small now.
Well, there's strength in numbers.
Yet everything now depends on our brave astronaut. How's your arcane skill training?
Not bad, I guess. Miss Vinsong is a wise teacher.
I'm glad I've learned something from my experience with Vila. I hope you'll get to know her one day.
You'll have plenty of time to make friends once you return from your mission.
韦少九九，他
Looking forward to it.
他用说韦拉。
But first I have to go back to the circus. I think Mr. Kozlov will have my gifts prepared by then. I'm sure he will. Though he didn't come to see me and Voyager this week.
He has a whole circus to run, and you're busy with training. It's hard to find a good time when you are both free. And perhaps he didn't want to make you homesick, but I'm sure he misses you a lot.
I'm glad I've learned something from my experience with Vila. I hope you'll get to know her one day.
他说就韦拉。
Mirny isn't far from here. You should go back and visit sometime. No one will blame you if you take a break for a few hours.
I am able to drive you to town, if you need. Just submit your schedule 2 days in advance. I will set some time aside for a short trip.
Thank you. But I think it will have to wait until the project's over. Mr. Kozlov said I would always be able to visit him in the future. Besides, he needs time to prepare the gift.
Don't do that. The echo from that sound makes me dizzy.
Voyager? Don't get distracted. They've almost finished the food.
You like a drink? Here, we've got some hot milk or warm apple cider. Pick one.
Milk will be fine. Thank you.
Let's have a toast, friends, to our new team. Though no one knows for sure whether our project will succeed or is doomed to fail catastrophically, together we're working towards the future. Cheers! Having said that, the odds are in our favor. Even though Laplace is no longer in its prime, it still has the best technology and the finest scientists.
The finest scientists? You mean us? I couldn't agree more. I've always believed that perseverance is the most basic fundamental quality that any researcher should possess.
Perseverance. There's only one thing that I think we should persevere with. Our efforts to return to the future.
Didn't know you Laplace researchers missed the good old days so much.
Laugh if you want, but you can't deny that our era was better than this one.
What was the future like? I've read through the manual for temporary employees. The data we're going to collect may help people get back the things that they lost, right? From the futures that you've been to. What's Leningrad like in 1999? Were there any circus shows in your era? Does that mean everything was better than it is now? I have trouble imagining it. Were there sweets for everyone and stores that never ran out of food?
Things were much better then. Well, except for the study of ley lines. It was still struggling as a scientific pursuit, especially when it came to attracting new students. Though even now, its only student seems to lack much interest in it.
That's not true. Sorry. I'm just having difficulty focusing on it with all the other demands on my time.
It's okay. Miss Winsong was only making a joke, at the expense of her very overworked student. It's true, things were nicer in the future. I do miss the sweets, and that the shops were never empty.
还有酒味啊！我靠！
Amazing! I'm sure we'll make it back one day.
酒味啊！我靠！数独那不是谁吗？雅尼吗？这不窝里希了。
3, 2, 1, cut. And just so we're clear, everything went well as usual. The video in this disc, to put it simply, is too much for anyone to handle. Guess what it's used for? Go on, give me the most ridiculous answer you can think of. A little tip. Think like a modern person. The development of technology allows us to save a lot of things as digital data nowadays. Yes, it's a last record. A video is much more convenient than sitting down with a pen. Data secured. Pointer, do you want me to add your part to the video now? Or maybe later?
Preferably never. This whole last record thing is your passion. Besides, I know nothing about material sciences.
But you spent so much time transcoding the incantation. You simply must show up in my video. Please, I insist. We're a team. We shouldn't miss anyone's perspective, no?
Yes.
Super. Then let's take a look at our work so far and learn from our mistakes. Well, my mistakes. Pointer and I had been working on the teleport disk at the Placid's Cosmodrome. More specifically, our interim mission was to determine how to transport supplies to space stations and spacecraft using teleport incantations. The ultimate goal being to achieve stable, safe, and long-distance teleportation to outer space viable for living organisms. The project had been going smoothly until we received some bad news. Due to a policy change at Laplace, most projects in Placids were being suspended. Fortunately, the bad news was followed by a small amount of good. Madame Lucy said if we could send a monitor to space to collect data when the storm arrived, we'd be allowed to continue with our project. It was a vital opportunity to make our contribution to deciphering the storm. There were only 3 major issues to solve: manpower, energy supply, and determination. As you can see, the first 2 issues have been solved by our new members. Thank you all for your help. Especially our brave little astronaut. The plan is now simple. She'll fly into space, reach the required altitude, launch the monitor, and zero in on the correct coordinates. And then she'll contact ground control to come home. Her arcane skill will protect her from any possible danger caused by pressure or heat in the vacuum of space. Then finally, she will activate the teleport disc, and we will activate our receiver on the ground. Ta-da! Everyone will arrive in Laplace's Arctic branch safe and sound to acclaim and accolades from all around the scientific world. Well, that's a simple framework of the plan, but we still have tons of minor problems to tackle first. Our top priority is improving the long-distance positioning accuracy of the teleport disc. We've already begun testing our latest prototypes, though the last test didn't end well. We're still searching for the cause of that particular catastrophic error, but we won't let it stop us. This was no more than an inevitable roadblock, a small accident on the way to technological progress.
Hisabeth, if we are going to have any chance of learning from our mistakes, we can't run away from our problems.
All right. That last test was a week ago. Same as the last time. Though we've made some improvements, we still need an intelligent creature to run the test. And I guess it'll be me again.
Are you sure? Considering the danger and your value to the project, I think you ought to let me.
How can I ask anyone to try my invention if I wouldn't use it myself? Now, what are you waiting for? Get to the safe zone. Oh, and remember to secure the blast door.
Miss Kipperina asked about the test yesterday as she was feeding the fish. She said she's been able to control her power more now. You'd be much safer with her help. We're a team, right? We sink or swim together.
My training just finished. I hope I'm not late, Miss Elizabeth.
Well, we did have a pretty bad accident, but thanks to Kipperina's arcane skill, no one was too badly hurt. Winsong is one cool teacher, and that girl's a phenomenal student. The margin of error remained high, a significant problem for sure. But we'd learned our lesson after spending all that time recovering in the ward. That is, that we should prepare for the worst, so that those who survive will know what to do with, our legacy. Our last record matters, my friend.
Too, I don't think that's what Pointer meant when she told us to learn from our mistakes.
Again, I emphasize that safety must come first in the lab. It is my first and most important protocol. Winsong and I left for all of 10 minutes, and by the time we got back, each and every one of you ended up on death's door. And now I find out you've even petitioned for a postponed evacuation. This is getting ridiculous.
You know how tight the schedule is now that the storm emergency plan has been activated, don't you? The silver lining is that now we know that we have exactly 3 months. We can still optimize the procedure and improve the disk and...
Enough, Sylvie!
Oh, come on, friends. Can we just calm down and discuss our schedule over dinner? I believe Miss Pointer was only trying to suggest a better plan.
I am. I suggest we stop all work on this project immediately.
What? Why? The situation really isn't that dire.
Miss Elizabeth is right. We shouldn't be discouraged over one accident, Miss Pointer. The damage wasn't too severe.
Only 3 months left, yet our latest achievement was a total catastrophe. I know what you're all thinking, that the odds are still good, and it's more or less safe to continue. But all that is a weighted gamble. Nothing matters more than your lives.
Pointer, what do you think the odds are, really?
Without diving into the calculations, it's around a 70% chance in theory. But my logic is screaming something else in my ear.
You don't have to take that risk, Pointer.
I know what I'm doing. Nothing's guaranteed in the world of science. The risk is too high. I can't allow it.
But it's like we always say, there's nothing guaranteed in the world of science. You never know before you take that fateful step.
My analysis points to a dangerous level of uncertainty in this project. The price of failure, even optimistically, could be much worse than a few days in recovery. There could be more permanent injuries. You could even... You've seen how things, places, people just disappear in the storm. You need to stop this insanity before that happens to us. Don't you understand?
I really don't. Why should we stop? No, you're right. We shouldn't pretend as if it's normal to risk our lives for this. At the end of the day, if we die, our research dies with us. But if something were to happen to the team, you would be the one to survive. That's why I want you to keep our records, to take down everything in case the worst happens. Here.
I won't take it. And I won't submit this petition for you. I can't stand by and let you kill yourselves. I'm done. I quit.
温室里便能落下一场温热的雨。好久未。
The name is Pointer, researcher in the LSCC Plesetsk branch. The reason I joined, the same reason I quit. Nothing matters more than people's lives. All the research I've done has been for one purpose, to make people's lives better.
Pointer, there you are. How's everything going? I heard you're busy with the evacuation. Seems many stores in Mirny have already closed up.
As soon as I finish the handover here, I'm heading back into town to help with packing, coordinating, and explaining the situation to the locals. Same old, same old.
Same old, same old. You know, Hisabeth said that exact thing when I asked about the team's progress yesterday. They seem to be doing all right.
Good.
Oh, by the way, I've got some seeds left. Do you want to take them off my hands?
Do I look like a gardener to you?
Well, it's just that I heard from a few people here in Mirny that a Laplace researcher was giving out sunflower seeds. And it wasn't me, so I've been wondering just who it could have been. Don't you want some? Seriously, everyone loves them.
Thanks. So, who ended up signing the application?
Hisabeth will, when she goes to collect the monitor and report our research to Ludwig. She says it's more likely to get approval that way.
They don't know when to stop, do they?
They don't know the meaning.
Stop. If the fish get startled, then they won't eat anything.
I see, Miss Elizabeth.
I finished the full inventory check. There's more runium left than we thought. Now, where should I put these useless old files? I was thinking we could use them for draft paper.
Maybe you can turn them into a knife or something. A knife would be more useful at this point. You know, to cut fruit or whatever.
Actually, that card there on the table would work better for that.
Why's that?
It's all about the material. Metal makes a better edge than paper. Never quite understood why you made them like that.
Oh, I was testing out a new alloy. I used it to make Winsongs and Pointers cards. It gets harder and sharper when heated. Give it a rub with your hands and you can use it as a letter opener. The ritual still isn't stable enough. We need a specific location or area to set as a destination in advance. But first, we need a way to pinpoint a recognizable area. The formula should be...
Miss Winsong sent me a message. She said, don't forget to collect the monitor.
Oh, she sent it to you too? Tell her I said thanks. No, that number doesn't look right.
I tried my best, but those arcane minerals you were asking for are scarce as all hell. I haven't been able to find a single supplier.
Then we'll carry on without them. That's it. Nope, wrong again. Pointer was the master of numbers. With that brain of hers, she'd have had this over and done by now. Careful, don't hurt yourself. They're more powerful than they seem.
Miss Elizabeth. I have a question for you. Sorry if it's not a good time, but it's important to me. And it's something I hope you'll answer honestly.
Sorry, ladies, please ignore me. I'm not here, and I didn't hear a thing.
Мисс Киперина, умная молодая девушка. Неудивительно, что она быстро во всем разобралась. Вы согласны?
突然说俄语啊，他们谁听得懂？
So, what's your question?
Miss Pointer said something before she left about places and people disappearing into the storm. It's hard to believe that she would ever give up on our mission, unless she knew the price of failing was truly horrible. Then the storm can't just be some normal kind of natural disaster. This storm will destroy everything, won't it? All the people we know, the bears, birds, these fish, everything. The lost future that you talk about. Was it the first to disappear? Or are there more that have been lost? Will the same thing happen to our time? Things are much worse than you let on. What else has changed in the future?
Many things changed. Some things won't last nearly as long as people think they will. For you, the world might seem to have turned upside down, but life will go on. So, now that you know what's at stake, are you ready to officially join Laplace? I'm afraid there is still a great deal I cannot tell you until then. Many of the answers you're seeking are classified, for employees only.
Pardon me, Miss Hisabeth. But given the danger of the mission we are expecting Kiparina to perform, I think she has the right to know what the storm really is.
I understand that you don't want to go against Laplace's rules. But I'll bet there aren't any rules against me figuring it out, and you simply nodding. Am I right? I won't get to see Mr. Kozlov or get that gift in the future. So, if I join Laplace, I won't see anyone from Utranyaya ever again.
The choice is yours. I won't force you to do anything. Remember the day we first met in the restaurant? I said I would write you a recommendation. I was serious. I still am. In fact, it's already done. Winsong has signed on to it too. And our Foundation friend behind you is prepared to offer another guarantee, just in case. We will make a recommendation for your friend Voyager as well, but that's all we can do. I'm afraid we can't protect everyone, nor can we make this decision for you. Do you want to keep going? If you don't, you'll be allowed to return and accept what's to come. But if you join us, there is a chance to change things.
最后9位几张还在后面。还看不看？看完日传别。会，你品味素养。
好大啊，怎么放完？
Program activated.
Do not let yourself go numb.
The light that illuminates all. Eliminate target.
Please, go ahead. There is work left.
Where should I flutter?
Comme l'a scellé le destin.
A ripple stirred. A sacred charge.
Let's see if studying those prophetic birds has paid off.
Where should I flutter?
The flock is
Comme l'a scellé le destin.
ancient spirits of Anu. I beseech you.
There's strength in restraint. Pray, caught in the woven net. Peace and quiet.
Fletchlings, one of my best.
A glimpse. Comme l'a scellé le destin.
A flurry of arcane skill. Oh, ancient beings whose wings beat in their nests. I can do this.
Cet en tout révèle les séphirotes.
violence.
The overflow of the Sephiroth.
A sacred charge. Ich schwör,
One of my let's say one of
I will remember your name.
A secret revealed. A ripple stirred.
a flurry of arcane skill. I can do this. Flock is ready. One of my blessings.
A glimpse.
The restraint is part of the training.
Ancient spirits of Anu, I beseech you. Oh, ancient beings whose wings beat in their nests.
Cet entour révèle les Sephiroth. A secret revealed. Peace and quiet.
A sacred charge.
One of my blessings.
I will remember your name.
Hear me. A flurry of arcane skill.
The overflow of the Sephiroth. Peace and quiet.
One of my best moves.
A glimpse.
That means restraint is part of the training.
Hear me.
Cet entour révèle les Sephiroth.
A necessary counterattack. Don't worry. I'll avoid delivering any lethal injuries.
The flock is ready. Ancient spirits of Anu, I beseech you.
I will remember your names.
The tremors of fate.
A flurry of arcane skill.
Prey caught in the woven net.
Fletchling!
Comme cette nuit handle the pain.
Hear me. This should do the trick.
The tremors of fate. There's strength in restraint. Peace and quiet.
One of my best Fletchlings.
Comme la soleil le destin.
I will remember your names.
A flurry of arcane skill.
There's strength in restraint. Cet en tout révèle les séphirotes. A secret revealed. A sacred charge.
The flock is
Foi, one of that nuit périr dans le flot des séphirotes.
Ancient spirits of anew, I beseech you.
I will remember your names.
Hear me.
A sacred charge. Fate has revealed itself to you. There's strength in restraint. Comme la
One of
the restraint is part of the training. A secret revealed.
I can do this. Oh, ancient beings whose wings beat in their nests.
The overflow of the Sephiroth.
A necessary counterattack.
Fletchling, one of my best.
The restraint is part of the training.
I will remember your names.
This should do the trick. Hear me.
Madam Lucy invited us to host a late-night show for Laplace Radio. We're calling it Fun Facts About Arcanum. And with all 9 of us behind the mic, it should be fun indeed. Care to make it 10? y a toujours tellement de questions au début.
要看啥？我去玩那个喵喵的结合，这我朋友送我的，玩一下。中文版本以目前已完成74%。意思现在是没中文的。意思现在是没中文。怎么只给我转圈呢？重进一下。别给我发消息。
Eugenics.
怎么爱猫啊？这样。还没中文，是吧？Scare you, didn't I? I know how scary a buzzword like science can be. History. Trust me, when science can actually be a good thing. 不是你有了 Sting， 然后有了包。Trust me when I say since it actually be a good thing. Take this table for instance. Science made this table and the floor is system. There are even people out there who believe that a science made you happy. But I disagree. Quite I was trying to make here is that Kansas a science tree. A science Jedi, Thomas A. Business invent. What do you have to do with all of this? What on street is you are bit of 什么？那什么词 ？Failing apologize yourself 什么词？猫科学，读第四件。So 猫科学家里面 I know we just met, but I bet if you and I put our brains together, we could actually change the world. We can. I'll take a gander at these fine specials. This is my latest batch, straight out of their BioWare. 什么啊？他们能不能长正常？Choose to avoid. Trust me, you'll find out why.
Meow. 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 Meow.
长太诡异了，什么玩意？Deadly Blue.
Meow.
Be ruling.
Meow.
Marriage.
Meow. Meow.
哎，
Meow.
草吗？怎么能吵？什么玩意？
Meow. Meow. Meow.
What's wrong with be ruling? I didn't expect you to pass the best of all. Whatever their pieces will be pieces.
Meow.
Isn't nature just good? It doesn't have to back a single ability to choose less than ideal things. We could really shake things up. Enough tests I bet we could reverse time, maybe even make dying impossible. All I need is a nuke. Radioactive blood and a bit of elbow grease. Don't worry, I'll be sure to carry some from Berule's elbows before his insanity. Go into the war in a hot second. T12, huh? Yeah, he does. Then fun, and even better. I could give a freak if you leave a die. I can't help but see a bit of myself in you. If you get what I mean. Once survive in any country, you are gonna need to learn how to go listen up. It's your chance. These are your enemies. The goal is to kill them all. You can tell because of the palpary thing above deadly green hair. This deadly blue basic attack. It's mini range, so you will need to move next to the red. This is a movement action, you can move once per turn. You can then kill the child you want to move on. 哦，是站起啊！他妈是站起。Now that you are next to the red, you can attack. This is a basic action. You can use your basic attack once per turn. 3, you really destroy the bastard. You notice that you got a buff when you kill this thing. It's because of the passive ability. Hover over it to learn what it does. Gain a random stamina whenever you down a unit. You can also hover over your cat to learn what the buff does to you. Oh. There are also spells. You only have one so far, and unfortunately you lack the mana to cast it. This is how much mana this spell costs. This is how much mana you have. You gain mana at the end of your turn equal to there's nothing left to do, so end your turn. It's Mary's turn. Mary has a ring basic attack. While selecting Mary to move to, you can see a preview of your basic attack range in red. Ring range attack or as close as you can get.
不是战旗吗？我靠，他们搞那么复杂干嘛？
Unfortunately, you are still not in range to attack the 20 compounds. However, you do have enough mana to cast one of your spells. Take a look at roll here. Roll only costs 4 mana. And you have 5. Please roll and then roll closer to it. You are in range to attack the enemy. And you should already know how to do that. Attack. You landed the shot. The Tom-Tom is pretty thick, however, so he will take a few more hits to kill.
战旗嘛。
Okay, Steady Bloom's turn again. Do not have enough mana to cast your spell. Let's bring an enemy at the enemy. There was some good speed. You actually still have enough mana to cast speed. You can cast spells as many times as you want. As long as you have the mana to speed again, making a real stick one. Good job. At this point, I trust that you can finish the rest of the trial. From those tying those bashes and jockey from above.
你个逼养他妈怎么来的啊？
你个逼他妈今天突然来是吧？
这不就他妈魂吗？它是那种日式的。
Beginner's luck. Okay, now listen. Each time you finish combat, one of your cats is gonna level up. Check out old Mary. She's about to get a whole lot better. Just look at all these options. Originally, I was gonna let you choose yourself, but I feel bad. But I feel the need to point something out. This is a pretty awesome combine. Check out Mary's turn passive effect up there. Now read what Sunburn does. Inflict burns and fly and incinerate. Sunburn makes things burn and hot blooded makes burn more burning. So check sunburning already or not if your it's a funeral. Sounds learning. Okay, remember, every cat is different, so always check out what your cat's passive ability is. Cat's passive can make or break a round, and combos win them. Always be on the lookout for abilities that combo.
他妈这
Outsmart bunch, attack bunch. A melee attack with 1 reach, with 1 plus reach, 4 uses left. 他们还会使用次数。It's time for boss fight. The trade peoples here myself is about to rock your world, showing what you got. Also, one last trick before I leave it up to you. Attack from behind to do more damage. 他最有用的，他现在才告诉你，他们前面都他妈小学生教程。好麻烦啊！这不能学火纹吗？啊？能不能学火纹？能不能学火纹？ So you might have noticed this already, but take a look up. This is the order what you and your enemies take their chance. The turn order is usually the same every round. So pay attention to it, or don't.多2点。Hold body, don't end your turn just yet. You can still attack with your weapon. Weapon landed can be used once a turn, even if you already use your attack. Oh. 早说呀。What the fuck? Well then, it looks like Mary got hit pretty hard. Don't worry now. Don't worry Joe, she's not dead yet, only down. When cat gets down in a fight, they just injure and one of their stats get reduced permanently. Don't let their body get hit too many times, or they will actually die. Oh. As long as your other cats can finish the fight, your young cats will still survive. So finish the fight. Meow. 刮痧呀！ 他猴年马月啊！不叫成了，他妈打不过吧？哎，等一下！我靠，他妈能回旗吗？我才发现他不是9公尺。这屎能干嘛？Alright, you did good out there. This marks the end of your first little adventure. It's time to go. You'll bring back any food, points, items, treasures, and angels you gain during your journey. These supplies will hopefully prove useful to you at some point. Oh, and if you even want to save an Exeter realm, just click that thing. Bye. Well, hello neighbor. Yes, it's me, Mr. Tinkles. You no doubt heard about me around town, and yes, all the rumors are true. I spread them myself, just like my legs. What am I saying? God, I'm so bad. Anyway, you can call me Tink. My God, look at these kitties. They just returned home from an adventure, and they look bossy. Cats that have already been on an adventure are retired. That means they won't be going on any more adventures. So why don't you take this down inside so they can relax comfortably? Seem pretty comfortable again, so you can now end the day and watch the happens when the lights go off. At the end of the day, every cat will eat one to make sure you always have more than enough.